Sunday, everyone. Thank you for joining Ellen Foundation's Unheard Voices every second Sunday here on Vox Wave. I appreciate you guys for always joining in. Please join the conversation at 240-719-2560. Again, dial in and join the conversation, 240-719-2560. I hope everybody had a really great 4th of July. Too bad it fell in the middle of the week, so we can. But I hope you had a great 4th of July. I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you for everyone that came out and supported Church in the Park last week. We had a really good time. We were able to bless so many low-income families, families in need that needed food and clothing. And it was just such a blessing. Thank you, Feed My Sheep, and also Fred Gaskins, who this brother is on a mission. He's out there. He's going to try to feed 50,000 people within 2 months. So and he's from Bethel Stand for Life. So I was just Ellen Foundation was just so humbled to be a part of that. Here today, I got two great ladies. This one, she's been with me before, and I welcome Miss Chichi YJ. Yes. Okay, and then also Miss Nicole Cunningham. She is from Integrity Enterprise. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining.
Great to be here.
Yeah, thank you. So, as my family that follows Ellen Foundation, they know that Ellen Foundation is about the community and what we put back into the community, because it's really important. As mentioned earlier, you know, what we did in Church in the Park, we were able to go out and feed the families, provide just toiletries and things like that. And then we also have a domestic violence piece in which we are excited about opening our shelter this year here in Prince George's County, the Aspiration House in October 6th is the date we're going to open the doors. Awesome. So now, Nicole, your organization, you do a lot within the community as well. So why don't you share about what you're doing here with the community, because our missions align with each other.
Yes. My organization is Integrity Enterprise, and integrity stands for inward notion to enhance great reform in transforming you. And the reason why it was named such, it was a God-given name, but in order to transform the young women who are dealing with domestic violence, human sex trafficking, and mental abuse, is to reform their minds in order for them to transform and to transition into the new way of thinking and the new way of life. And so we do quite a bit of things as far as food giveaways, and clothes, and driving as well. We also implement financial literacy within domestic violence women, only because we know the percentage is so high with domestic violence women, because not knowing how to get out financially. And so to give them an exit plan of their status is very important to integrity, because most stay because of the financial isn't wouldn't meet the needs of them to exit. Or the man makes more. So there's usually a barrier there for that. So we're grateful to do those things.
Well, that's exciting, because the numbers for 2018 for domestic violence situations are currently 1 out of every 4 men are domestically abused as well. And we tend to forget that men also get hurt. And now the number for women are 1 out of every 3 women are in a domestic violence situation. And it is very important that male or female, that they understand the importance of knowing if you're in a domestic violence situation. You know, are you afraid of your partner? Do you feel that he's closing you off from families? I mean, there's quite a few different ways, but the most important piece is that if you are feeling isolated from your family, from your friends, that's a key. That's a key. So Chichi here is, she's also involved in domestic violence. So why don't you tell us about your organization and what you're doing as well?
Okay, beautiful. My name is Dr. Chichi Nwaje, and I'm an optometrist, but I have an interest in hosting events that bring light to different situations that people go through. And I have a personal reason for hosting this event, which will be on Sunday, August the 9th, called My Sister's Voice. It's a domestic violence event that will bring light to, like some of what you just said, the signs to recognize, the exit plans, and just to know that you don't have to be in it. Some are in it, nobody knows. Some die in it, nobody ever hears about. And it can spread, like not just to women, like you mentioned, also the men and also the kids. These are some stats that sometimes people don't dwell on. So I want to create this opportunity for people to actually hear panelists talk about their real life experiences and give a lifeline to someone else who may be going through the same thing and just don't know how to deal with it. So this is just an honor for me to be able to do this, and I believe that lives will be touched just from doing this.
And that's great. And a lot of people, like for me, when Ellen Foundation was given to me, was shaped, a lot of the programs that Ellen Foundation have are taken from personal experiences. You know, when I moved here, and gosh, almost 20 years ago. We've been here 20 years. Wow.
Time flies.
Yeah, time flies. When I moved here, and it was just my daughter and I, we struggled. We struggled, and it's not like I didn't make decent money, but when you go from a two-income family to now to just a one-income family, it's very hard. And what I found that state of Maryland, that even if you are struggling, they look at you're making good money, and that is a fear for people who are in domestic violence situations. They don't want to come out of a situation, like you said earlier, because of the financial aspect. So talk about how you help them develop a plan for financial literacy. How do you do that?
So the plan is simply they come in with those that do have financial income at all. They'll come in with their plan, and we will sit over all of the income and give them a way of a monthly, I want to call it a monthly contribution to a savings account.
Okay.
$20 go far. $10 go far. Out of, let's say that the young woman makes, I think the PG County for a two-family home is about $450 a month. So to add $50 on the side, if it's doable, they'll be able to hopefully get that matched at the end of that exit plan, so they can have an increment to move on and to move forward. Those women that don't have anything, we try to place them with some type of employment so they can contribute to their own financial way out. So we thought that was very crucial, just so they can see what it looks like to own your own, to have your own, dollar by dollar. And so we know that's crucial, just because most women don't know what it feels like to be with $1. Knowing that he always was the overhead of the income.
Right.
So that's always been a great thing for these women so far.
How long does your program last?
It's a 24-month program.
Okay. Okay. And so you teach them the importance of the financial aspects, then the saving aspects. Now, do you also go in and help them with home placement?
Yes. So with that, because we are in the process of owning, opening a transitional home.
Right.
So once you come out of that 24-month program, we're looking to house you in a transitional home. Because if I'm not mistaken, the last time we checked, matter of fact, this time last year, we were the only ones that were implementing a 24-month program.
Right.
Most transitional homes are either 6 months or 12 months. So the 24-month was very important for me, just because there's no need to give them programs and they put back in the street. It's important to have two entities that connects. So everything that we implement to you here, you'll be able to do on this side in the housing. Even with the entrepreneur group, we show you how to own your own organization, your own business with the 501c3s and so forth, and having domestic violence and mental health aspects of that conversation, because you can't do domestic violence without mental health.
Right.
Those two connect together, hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And so, I know you didn't know, but Integrity Enterprise has connected with mindright.org. And what mindright.org is a text foundation for mental patients. And so everything is done by texting and or phone. So you actually
with the counselors.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so that was a blessing that we've gotten with over the last 4 days.
That's awesome.
And so that was the only thing that helped us in that aspect of mindright.org as well.
That's fantastic. I'm excited for you. That's really good. So now, Chi-Chi, for you with your organization, I know you do quite a few different things in the community. Why don't you share some of the other things that you do? I know you wear a lot of hats.
I do wear a lot of hats. The truth is, I believe in people's potentials being tapped. A lot of people have fallen short or cut short their potentials because their belief system does not even allow them to go beyond that. So mentoring people, whether they are men, women, or kids, is my passion. And because of that, every event that I have hosted, I've carried a cause along with it. So when I do that, I feel like when people feel good about themselves, they can also be a blessing to somebody else. You have to already have something before you can give it out. And we pray for positive energy. So what I did with this event that I'm calling My Sister's Voice, especially dealing with domestic violence, is that I'm bringing on a lady who does a one-woman play on Harriet Tubman. Because I feel that is going to be a message about courage. Yes, the people who come will get entertained, but the point is Harriet Tubman represents that you can fight to the end. So I want to bring that on. And as well, you know, I'm looking for sponsors and vendors because all my visions, I start them alone. I don't look around for funds. I just believe that somebody needs to be blessed by this. So for me, giving back in the community is something I learned as a little girl from my mom, and just to see how communities can just be better because of information or you equip them with the right skills. So that's what I'm about. I'm passionate. Like they say, one woman out to make a difference. So that's what it is, So the show's about Harriet Tubman. How long is it? Is it just going to be for the one day for the event, or how are you going to do different events throughout based on this play? I mean, how are you going to do that? That's a good question. I wish I could spread it out. I'm just doing the one day for this time, but I believe that I'm going to get feedback. And I'm going to see other people go like, oh, I do like this idea. Like sometimes I take kids out in the community, or like I did a cancer awareness event, and a lot of feedback comes out of there. Now, when I mentor kids and I do like junior entrepreneurs event, or just something like this especially, which is different, I know that out of this event, I'm going to get many more coming out to say, why don't you make this a weekend event? Why don't you make this a retreat of some sort? So I'm thinking outside the box already. I'm going to do this as a one-day event, but I promise to do bigger events, because when people spend more time together, they can get more out of each other. Friendships are formed and solidified. So I would definitely be giving my ideas, because I also have a networking group called the Power Partners, which I'm going to be launching July the 14th. I'm excited because every time I have done something in this manner or in this courses that I adopt, someone always says, we need to pull together as people that have like minds, which is what I'm hearing here today. If people come together, they're stronger. They are stronger. They stand together. They carry causes further. So that's my, my goal. And that's why Integrity is going to be my adopted organization. I always raise money or give donations based on people giving. It's not me. My job is just to obey and start off. But you will see people connect to your organization because we're doing something like this, you know. So I'm excited. I'm really excited,
And it's important that, you know, as I've been doing Ellen Foundation for a couple of years now, I found that through the trials and tribulations, because there's plenty, that at the end of the day that we have to empower each other. And in order for each of us to succeed and help in the community, we have to also be there to help each other. Because, you know, you may have something I may need and vice versa. So it is very, very important that we all uplift and empower each other. So I think that is fantastic. So Nicole, for your transition home, how many families, or is it going to be families, or just the single parent at all?
It's going to be a single parent.
Okay.
And so that will hold, we're trying to have it to hold between 12 and 24. Just because, as stated, the connectivity, you know, because not only will we be implementing programs, but we want to build friendships. We want to build mentorship, that we follow them once they leave that transitional home. No need to disconnect or discord from them. We want to follow their lives monthly and or weekly.
That's a great idea, because that way you don't lose them.
Exactly.
And let them know that they're not just pushed out and be like, see you later.
So that's why those two connect together with the programming and the transitional side, so that we can still keep an eye on their well-being and on their growth, should I say. And so for me, having that foundation and that structure for them, you know, is an awesome thing to see them grow in the process for integrity. So
with the number rising for men, are you planning to have something soon for men, or down the line for men?
Down the line. We on the incubator stage for that. So it's still kind of new, trying to figure out how we can implement the men's side and the women's side. So right now we just want to focus on the young women right now. And once we come out of incubator stage for the men, we'll stretch it at that time.
Yeah, because it's important, just like the women, that the men get healthy as well. Because in the studies and in stories that I've heard, that a lot of men are hurting as well. You know, and the resources for men are not as great as the women, because, you know, everything is about the women, because usually they're the one that takes the children. So they want to make sure that the child is healthy, and that there's stability, but we cannot leave the men. So an Ellen Foundation, and I know that integrity, and also with Tamika's organization. I know she's going to kill us. Oh my God, Women with No Limits. That's right. We're going to be doing some men things down the line. So, but it's really important, because in order for the family unit to be whole, we also have to make sure that not only the women, the children, but the head of the organization. Head of the home. I know, I got so many things going on. So, but that's really important. So I'm looking forward to what we're going to achieve down the line. So Chi-Chi, for you, now I know you do My Sister's Voice. What are the other organizations that you do? I know you named the other. I know you got a Mary Kay line as well.
Yes, I do. I was going to talk about that.
I know.
And the radio show.
Yeah, you got a radio show. You're doing a lot. Just helping people, which is great.
Yes, the truth is, I do have a show called Dr. Chi-Chi Show, and under the umbrella of the Power Partners, the idea was to pull people together who have diverse interests. I've been a Mary Kay consultant, now director for, I've been a consultant for 17 years.
Wow.
And I'm a director, and what I want to really mention that company, because they support women that are cancer victims and also domestic violence victims, and I've always donated over the years anytime we go out for conferences, but I never personally stepped in to hear stories until I did my first cancer awareness event, and then I'm doing this too. So I feel like the foundation has been planted, even the awareness to know that you can make a difference. Some people don't know that just from volunteering their hours, they can make a difference. You can just offer to, you know, step in and setting up or breaking down. You can give monetary donations. You can take the word out to other people just by forwarding the flyer to other contacts. You know, little efforts, that we can all make. You may never even know who you empowered, but somebody is empowered in the process. So that's the reward we have, is that there is joy in just doing and not, you know, looking around for a reward or a pat on the back. So that gives me joy, just to, you know, just bless somebody.
That's excellent.
Out there.
That's excellent. So, Nicole, how can people reach you, and if they need to talk to you about some of the things that they're going through?
Yes, the website for Integrity is integritytransitional.com. Email is integrity.enterprise@gmail.com.
Give it again, one more time.
Integrity.enterprise. It's integrity.enterprise@gmail.com.
Yes. I'm sorry.
My phone number is 301-204-0781. Again, that's 301-204-0781.
I'm only messing with you. Dr. Chichi, how can people get in touch with you?
Absolutely. I can be reached on my telephone number, 240-413-9481. You can log on to www.marykay.com/C1J, and that is spelled NWAJEI. Or you can go to www.drchichishow.com or just Dr. Chichi Show on Facebook. And also on Facebook, you can reach me, Chichi Nwaje. Again, the same spelling for the last name. Instagram, Chichi Peacocks. I mean, there's no way you cannot reach me.
I know.
My email,
that's Dr. Chichi.
My email, Chichi Emuche, EMUCHAY @yahoo.com.
But that's
so
important.
Find a way
to reach out.
You either call me or do all the other stuff.
I'm everywhere.
I know. Find me.
That's important for branding too.
Yes, exactly.
So it makes it
Cutting
easier
it
for
across.
people can do.
So, or just join the Power Partners on Meetup.com. That is free.
Right. So, which is good. So, I know you have, you both have some events going on coming up. So, we're going to talk about what you got coming up soon.
I have a pop-up shop, which is a fundraiser. And the reason I wanted to do the pop-up is for small businesses, for newly or entrepreneurs as well as established entrepreneurs. Again, to network, so they can see how it's done, to get your brand out there. So that's August 4th, and the hours for that is 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Shops at Iverson.
Shops at Iverson. I know.
She thought I was going to mess that
up. I know. It was Iverson Mall forever, and it's Shops at Iverson. You waited for that. I know. I was ready.
Shops at Iverson.
Yeah.
Yes. And the vendor fee is $50. We have only a few tables left, so you go to Eventbrite under Integrity Pop-and Shop, and get your tables there.
Okay. What else? That's all you got?
That's all I have thus far. Everything else is still incubator.
Okay. Okay. Dr. Chichi.
Okay, for this event, which is My Sister's Voice, that is holding on Sunday, August the 9th from 3. August the 19th. I'm sorry. Thanks, Nicole. From 3 to 7 p.m. If you go on Eventbrite as well, just type in My Sister's Voice. You can come as an attendee. Everyone gets refreshment from a chef, well-renowned chef, so come ready. We also need vendors as well as sponsors, so you can see all the information there as well. Or you can just call me. And again, I need help with ticket sales. So if you can sell tickets, I will work something out with you as a hostess. So definitely, cash in on that. We need support. That's the truth.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Now you got another card over there. What's that?
Okay, that is actually just my Mary Kay information. Yes, right there. Already.
She came ready.
Ready to show it all. So again, you may see some of this on Facebook, but you know what? We need you. Facebook may give us the likes and the views, but we need you to go the extra mile to get us in touch with organizations that will support what we're doing. Right. So Pam, thank you so much for
I appreciate
for just having us here.
You know, and as I said earlier in the show, it's also because, you know, we're walking the same way. We have a mission to support the community, and in doing this, it takes a village, because you know, it's not just one person or one person, because after a while you get really tired, you know, and this way we uplift each other and we continue to move on. So I appreciate the hard work that you guys are doing and the tears that we've shed to make sure. But at the end of the day, it's about taking care of people in need. And I know for me, if it had not been for so many people that have helped me along the way, I wouldn't be sitting here. So I have to give it back. I have to put in the time. I have to make sure that I don't forget, you know, people that need the help. So, family, you can always go to LM Foundation's website, which is www.thelmfoundation.org. Would definitely love for you to take a look at the things that we're doing. We have some upcoming events as well. We have we have our monthly Women's Domestic Violence Survivor Roundtable that's held every last Saturday of the month, where it allows women to come in and just talk. You know, no judgment, no nothing. And that information's on the website where it's going to be held. We move it around each month, so just in case, you know, we want to make sure that that everybody is secure. So please go to the website, take a look at, and that's on July 28th at 10 a.m. So definitely take a look on that. August 19th, I'm excited about this, and I moved this, you know, because of what was going on with my family. It's our women's conference where we have Stellar Award winner Marette Brown-Clark, who's going to host the event. We just have so many great people. We have the international speaker Cheryl Wood. She's going to be there too. So take a look. We're finalizing the location since we moved it from June to August. We're still working out the tail end on the location. But, you know, we got so many things coming up, and really would love to have you ladies involved in this, and so we can do that.
Count me in.
I know, definitely. August 19th for the Women's Comp. That's on Sunday.
The same day as the event. But that's okay. We can still help before
definitely,
the event.
Definitely. So I appreciate you. We're going to take just a really quick break, and we'll be back shortly.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome back, family. Again, thank you so much for joining the conversation every second Sunday here on Vox Wave. And also, you can replay this on YouTube, so that way if you missed any information, and especially Dr. Chi-Chi's name, it was just so hard, it's just trying to pronounce it. It was two lovely ladies, and I'm looking forward to the work that they're doing in the community. So as I mentioned earlier, Ellen Foundation, we're doing so many things here in the community, and I'm just so humbled that God is just doing such a wonderful thing with us here. We are really focusing in on domestic violence and all the things here that, the domestic violence piece comes from a very personal place, because my best friend was a victim of domestic violence, and because she was a victim of domestic violence, she searched out to me to help her, and I was not able to, and because I wasn't able to, I lost my friendship from that, and just the search and just trying to locate her, because I lost that friendship of 30 years. So it's very important as families work with loved ones that are in a domestic violence situation, just be very mindful of how things are going on. And a lot of times what we, and I was guilty of it myself, is like, you need to get out that situation or you need to do that. That just makes that person feel even worse. But what's really important is that as you reach out to them, or as they come to you, just leave it open-ended where they can come and you can say, I'm here. You let me know that whenever you need me, I'm here. So that's just an important tidbit piece here. So I have a little person that just snuck in here. Hi, Ava. How are you? Good. I had to do my little monologue until you came on in here. So welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're excited.
So I'm very excited.
Good.
I'm honored.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited for the things. So Miss May, I'm going to mess up your name. How do you pronounce your last name?
Kominen.
Yes. Yeah, I thought I was, at first I was like, nah, that's not right. So I met Mava. She's actually a photographer, and her work is just really, really great. And I was honored to have her do the video for our Youth Empowerment Conference that took place in June. And in talking with her and listening to her, and I believe her vision for what she's doing and how she got from point A to point B is just such a great story. So again, welcome, Ava.
Thank you so much.
And so first, tell us about your photography and how you got there.
Okay. Well, I started photography, I want to say 2014 is when I kind of started to play around with it. I was doing it, but I wasn't really committed to it. I had too many things outside of it going on. Sometimes it's hard to focus on a craft when you have to do something, especially when you're trying to do art, you have to do something that will be bringing in income, know. So you go to school and you're focusing more on doing something.
What was your major in school?
So I didn't finish school, actually.
Okay.
Yes. So I was majoring in business because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I think that's what everybody does when they don't know what they want to do.
You're forever student.
Yeah. So you're just going, I'm going to do business. And then I was there for a while and I just decided, I'm wasting money. I'm wasting time because this is not what I want to do. So I decided to take a step back. And I also had to focus more on working as well and providing for myself. So school just wasn't feasible at that time for me. And I just took a step back from it and I started working. And through working, I still kept up with arts and, trying to figure out what I wanted to do because I knew I was an artist. I knew that's what I wanted to dedicate myself to, but I didn't know really how to go about it. And going to school for photography just wasn't It didn't sound like anything my parents would be okay with.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your major? Photography. Yeah.
Exactly. So I just kind of took a step back, and then I actually last year I just kind of stopped doing the corporate job. I was doing the corporate job. I was really young, but working in a corporate environment and like being a supervisor and doing things of the sort. And that was going well as a career. I even thought about going back to school for marketing, and just somehow I just decided to take a step back and look at what I really wanted to do. You know, this was bringing me income. It was going great. I was good at it, but it wasn't what made me feel alive or what I was passionate about.
Sure.
So I took a step back and I kind of started to dabble into photography again, and I started to kind of communicate with friends who were photographers and reaching out to them and having some experiences with them, and it just really brought me back to it. It's what I always wanted to do was tell people stories.
Right.
You know, that's kind of why I fell in love with it, was to be able to tell people stories through film and photography.
And why, in looking at the work that you did for the video leading up to the STEM conference, and then also just the pictures that were taken, you're right, you did put a story out there, and it allowed the community to see how our community is, where it's important for us to really be involved. And I know that you're doing a lot in telling the community story.
Yes.
And that's important because a lot of times their voices are unheard. Hence, unheard
exactly.
voices. You like that?
Yeah,
unheard
that was
voices?
perfect. But I do agree. I think that's a big thing in our community, and I think we don't, I feel like a lot of time in the community, we try to tell the youth, to get something that is feasible as far as, doing business, science, and things of the sort. But at the same time, you have to have that person that's going to be telling our story from our point of view. We can't just do things and let everybody else tell our story, because they're not going to tell it the way that we will.
Right.
The way that we see it. So I think that's what was most important to me about photography and everything. And even I tell my friends, and I tell Mercedes, and I think so when I'm doing a photo shoot or things like that, I really try to include our community members into it, because it's important that we shine. We have stars walking around us all the time, and they're being overlooked. So that's really part of my message as well, is just I use my friends for most of the things that I do, because I want the world to see them in that light.
Right.
Yeah.
And your work is just so natural. Where it captures the essence of that person, and I know we're going to do some work. You're going to redo our video and tell Ellen Foundation's story, because currently we do have a video. Actually, I did that a couple of years ago, where for me, I needed someone to capture my vision. And for me to sit down and tell, because nobody can tell my story or my vision like I can tell my vision. And the initial video was about why Ellen Foundation came to be. And now what you're going to do, which I love, is that you're going to take where Ellen Foundation was and then where it's going to go. And because of your eye and what you're doing in the community, I know that is just going to be just such good stuff.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I think it's so important what you guys are doing with Ellen Foundation. It's amazing. It really is giving us a platform. And especially after the youth conference, I was just so impressed. And it's all about giving those kids opportunity and letting them know that there's something bigger out there, and that's what you're doing.
Care.
Exactly.
That people care. And I want to continue to highlight the work that you're doing, because you're putting it back in the community, and that's a big thing that there's so many people that are out there that are doing things for themselves, but then they forget. If it hadn't been for a book I read or for someone giving me a hand,
absolutely,
I wouldn't be where I am. So, and that's why I think the work that you're doing is so important, is because the fact that you're reaching back.
Absolutely. It's so important to keep that within our community as well, and expand within our community, because I think about the first person who put a camera in my hand was my uncle. He got a camera just so he could record things, but I grew up with my dad recorded everything. So for me, photography and film was about love, was about capturing memories. So that's kind of how it stemmed for me. But the first person who actually put a digital camera in my hand was my uncle, and he just, go ahead and try. And I remember trying with friends, just having photo shoots around the house and always reaching out to friends. So now that I'm trying to take it to a bigger platform and really have my own style, it's important that I reach back out to those people, that, hey, remember when we did this photo shoot like years ago, this is the idea that I have now. And if you really tap into your community, you will be amazed at how much resources you have. All of the people that I have on my creative team are people that I went to high school with, and they're doing their own creative thing, and they just need the opportunity. Sometimes you have an idea, but you need somebody else to come in and say, hey, I understand your idea, this is how we can expand it. So I think that's really important.
Great.
Yeah.
So where's your studio?
It's in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Yes.
And I know that you're out and about in all the communities. Is that correct?
Yes.
Prince George's, D.C., all throughout Maryland.
Yes. So I work out of different studios around Washington, D.C. So the main one that I work at is Beyond Studios in Washington, D.C. They're great there. But there are a couple ones around the city that I work with, and just events, just reaching out to different events, people who are doing events,
What events have you done that you've already, done the photography for?
So I had the LM Foundation.
Right.
I had a couple of events. I had some youth, actually, a youth event in Montgomery College, at Montgomery Village that I had.
Did you
yes,
really?
That was really great too, because it was just seeing the kids, and they just wanted things to be memorialized. So that was really dope. And I did some events with some friends. If they have, most of the time when friends have events where they're trying to bring out their products or anything that they're doing, that's really what I would like to be involved in and take those pictures. I've gone out to Atlanta and did a video for a friend who was starting a fitness class and things of the sort.
Really?
So that was really nice as well, yeah.
Wow, that's, the storytelling, and that is just so important on there. How can people reach you?
So the best way to reach me right now is through social media. My Instagram is at myava_the_radiant. That's like the best
Say that
place.
again?
myava
the
radiant.
Okay.
Yes.
You said that so fast.
I
was
know,
like, what?
I speak really fast. Yes.
No, that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, so that is like the best platform to reach out to me, and also the website, radiantlifeproductions.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good. So I am excited that you came on and just shared.
Thank you so much for having me.
Because I know that you and Mercedes, my daughter family, I talk about her so often. If not here, it's also on my Blog Talk Radio. I always talk about her. And you guys go back for such a long time. And I'm actually very proud of how you guys have just blossomed into doing the work in the community. And that's, just to see even just Mercedes just, take her step.
She's been a huge inspiration for me as far as that. She's been really just engulfed. And I think she understood what it means to start with those kids when they're young and really help them. So she's been a huge inspiration for me as far as that, yeah. And I know where she gets it from.
Louis. So she's actually here in the studio, and she's off camera. She doesn't want to come on stage here on the set. But I appreciate to see the next generation and how they're not forgetting the generation behind them, because it's not always about get it and just keep on going. It's always about continuing to unify and to empower and to mentor, because without that, we just, walking around lost in our single life and doing so, and that's really, really important. So you got any upcoming events that you're going to do soon?
Upcoming, I believe I will be doing a video for one of our friend Naz, who's has an event coming on about texture talk and about hair and things of the sort. So I will be doing that as well.
That's right. I know she's got that
I definitely want to capture
Mm-hmm.
that for her too, because what she's doing is amazing, helping us embrace our hair and our own natural beauty. It's definitely something that I want to be a part of.
And I know you're going to do our women's conference.
Yes, the women's conference. Yes, and I just have my own photo shoot. So I know you were there last time I had the photo shoot, and for me, It was, I was held back because I didn't know how much there's so much to photography. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, and for me, I was fortunate enough to be able to pay for classes to learn about lighting and things of the sort, and have people who are really amazing teach me things. But I know it's not the opportunity for everybody. So one thing that I do like to do is when I am shooting in studio, if there's anybody who will want to come and shadow and kind of learn more about lighting and things of the sort, I'm more than happy to open that space to them while I'm shooting, so that they can, take some knowledge and kind of learn some things that they may not have the opportunity to do and may have to pay for, So that's definitely, I know you saw I had my friend there the other day who was shadowing things of the sort. So I love to do that. I think it's important, because if you don't have all those tools and kind of see everything that you can do, your vision is a little bit restricted. It's important to kind of see all that you have available to you.
And you talk about the cost in doing this, and I know that it can be very expensive, especially when you're in school. Last time I was on air, I shared with the family, about the death of my brother, and what he was passionate about was art, music more so. But even in creating the music, he's creating art. And through that, because of his love, what Ellen Foundation it has started doing is we created the Timothy Price Music and Art Scholarship for students who are following down this path. So that way, if there's students that want to follow in your footsteps or do something similar, or in music, I know how much it costs to go to school or just get a certification in something. And at least Ellen Foundation, through the love that my brother had for music and art, we're going to be able to help students now continue that love and that passion. And also just to ensure that, his legacy lives on, because that is something that he loved to do. Absolutely. And even just to see, in what you're doing, how passionate you are. So Ellen Foundation, we're going to also, we're going to partner with you on a lot of stuff to help your vision come to fruition for what you need. But you and I will talk more about that as I begin to continue to shape what you're doing. And that's what we want to do. We want to help people who have the vision, because again, someone helped me with mine. So through the Timothy Price Music and Arts Scholarship, we want to be able to put back into what you're doing. Thank you. So we'll be helping you out on that, and we'll work out the logistics and stuff. And I know that with that scholarship, that's actually going to move into, that's going to be the start of 2019. Okay. So we're going to do that and help. So I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I really do. Family, I am just so humbled by a lot of the things that the vision that God has given and the partnerships that we have and that we're making along the line. And I cannot stress enough that if you are starting your own business, if you are not only a business but a nonprofit, or if you have a vision for something, do not faint, do not lose heart. Just continue to walk through that. Make sure you get a good mentor, because that also helps in the shaping of your vision. Connect with like-minded people, because your best friend may not get it, but someone that is walking and has a similar vision, they'll get it. They get the struggle that you're going through. Now, you have a mentor, is that correct?
Yes, I do have a mentor. So I do have a teacher from high school who's been mentoring me as far as photography and things of the sort. But piggybacking off of that, I definitely want to say for people to use their resources. You know, I've been self-taught in everything, and your resources can be anything from YouTube tutorials to people. I have a good friend of mine. His name is Quasi, who's a photographer who's been somebody that I can talk to about art. You know, like you said, your best friend may not get it, but you may have other people that you can source out
circle.
to that can, you know, talk to you about art and that you can share those things with. And it's important to keep that kind of energy around you, and definitely use your resources. Everything for me is self-taught. I've taken a couple of classes, but I haven't, you know, I'm going back to school for it, but I haven't gone to school for it. And you can do so much without that already. So use your resources. I think is so important, and kind of search for the things you want to do.
Yeah. And it takes time. It does take time to get to that point. So number one, you know, the word tells you to write the vision down. So make sure you write down your vision, and so that way you can see it plainly and have, you know, here's step one, and here's where you want to get to. So as you're building your business, you know, don't forget to put back into the community, because that's also an important piece too. So definitely, you know, create that vision board, create the relationships, go to those networking meetings, because you never know. Yeah. You never know who you may connect with. Those networking meetings are very important.
It is.
And always continue to work on your vision. Get out there, branding. You have to brand yourself.
Exactly.
And through your branding, it continues to shape who you are. You know, what you may want. You have the foundation of what your vision looks like, but each day it changes. But you always keep that main vision on there, which is really important. And so definitely get your mentor.
Yes, get a mentor. Engulf yourself into the community. If you're, whatever it is that you want to do, there is a community for it out here. You know, so go to the events, look on Eventbrite, look on Instagram, use your resources, and really engulf yourself there. A mentor is not going to come out of thin air. You have to go and search for it. You have to search for them, you know, and it can come in different forms and different people. So definitely go out.
Find your voice.
Get into the community. Find your little tribe that you can connect with and that you can build with.
Yeah, the tribe. I do important. Like that.
And the more you do it, the more it will kind of, it's, you know, almost meeting God halfway. You know, you're putting this out there that this is what you want, and then you have to go out and do the work. Put yourself in that environment, and God will open those doors. He will bring these people into your life, and it will just flow.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's important. You're awesome, lady. Thank you. And again, thank you, family, for joining every second Sunday here on Vox Wave. And I look forward to continuing to do. But, you know, Vox Wave has something coming up really soon. It's September 15th. And it is the Odyssey Boat Ride, which is Saturday, September 15th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can go to www.voxwave.com for additional information. I believe the tickets are at $125 per person. Is that per person, right? Per person. So go to the website, take a look at it. My team here, it's just really, really good, and I'm excited that they're putting this boat ride together. So everybody can get together and talk about how great this team is here, and just sometimes we just need to get away for a little bit. In a couple hours, it's just great food, great fun, great music. So definitely go onto that site. Again, family, LM Foundation. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. On Twitter, our handle for Instagram and Twitter is LM Foundation 1, Facebook LM Foundation, and go to our website www.thelmfoundation.org. You can reach me by filling out a form, or even just feel free to give me a call 240-284-6825. Take a look at our upcoming events. I know, again, July 28th, we have our Roundtable for domestic violence survivors to come on out and talk about things, you know, and just that's a healing session. October 19th, we have our women's conference. I'm really excited about that with Miss Marette Brown Clark. September 8th, we are going to start our benefit concert series where we're raising money to ensure that the doors for the Aspiration House opens October 6th. And we're going to have Maryland's own go-go band, Air Raid, that's going to come out, and they're going to do a little thing. So definitely follow us on that. I love you, my sister.
I love you too. Thank
Family,
you so
thank
much.
you so much for joining in. I appreciate you guys. Look forward to connecting with you. And also, if you want to catch us on a replay, if you can't catch it on YouTube, you can catch it on Blog Talk Radio, Ellen Foundation. Have a great weekend. Enjoy. And I'll see you next month, second Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Take care.